All right, we're back. Another um, issue of Greg Rolls. This is on Thursday. All right, so I filled in for Greg Wood today and taught shin to shin, and then Dan Thorne immediately locks shin to shin on me here when we start the roll, which is cool. Happy to see it. Um, he does get me to post both my hands on the ground here, which if you go shin to shin and people put both their hands on the ground, double leg is what you want to look for every time. And he does a good job basically putting my legs together here. So from here, it's very hard for me to do much of anything. Yeah, both my legs are gone. He can kind of take his time. He decides to go this way with it. Um, Stacks me up a bit. I think about Granby rolling, but you can't Granby roll if you don't have your legs. So I'm not actually able to Granby roll. He mermaids me and comes up to side control. Um, yeah, good stuff. Right out of my class. Um, this was bad. So I think he tries to jump to mount as I try to go for an underhook. But what happens is I put myself in a triangle, basically. Um, So here it's not so bad because I have his leg covered, but I push through and follow up. So um, Dan Thorne could lock up a triangle right here for sure. I do a good job covering it right away. I step my left leg back up over so he's not able to get to it, but it's definitely dangerous. And yeah, I get myself in trouble that way an awful lot, and I would like to not do it anymore. Switch to the magic grip here, but actually bail the other way, and he comes up to turtle. This is more of a relaxed flow roll from me and Dan, I think, most of the way through. Not a lot of trying to kill each other. I say that as I grab his chin and try to rip his head off, but he gets the shoulders to the mat. No guillotine here. Again, just using this for control mostly. Uh, I think here I need to transition this to an underhook on his left side and try to go for more control. He comes back up. All right, great. That was a good transition to crucifix. Let's look at it again. Um, all right, so I'm on the guillotine. I give him some space. He comes up to turtle. Yeah, in that transition, I'm able to get his hand there with my feet, reach over and grab the other hand, and he rolls. He kind of does a Peterson, but I roll a crucifix. So he's really far low on me here. And so this is when I'm supposed to go to reverse omoplata, which I do. So this is the reverse omoplata submission from crucifix, but it still needs some time in the lab. I did spend some time yesterday working on it and thought I had it down, but obviously it's not good enough because I don't get the tap here. He's able to escape. I did ask him about it afterwards, and he said that there was some pressure, but it wasn't very bad. You see, once he slips his elbow, I know it's gone. Just end up giving up the crucifix position. So I just need to put that back in the lab and figure out why it's not working. Um, but I think it will be important to have for the crucifix offense. Back to turtle, back to guillotine. I have a chin strap here. All right. So don't do this. I shouldn't have done this. This was bad. I did end up going off to the side here, but when I spin behind him here, this is okay. But you should never pull somebody over their ankles like this. I did fall to my right side, but this backwards pressure is never a good thing for your training partner. It can really hurt them. Um, yeah, again, we like go off to the side at the very end and avoid injury probably, but yeah, I don't know. It was dumb. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry, Dan. Um, End up in like between back and mount here. Come up to like head and arm control. I'm hoping obviously that he puts his back to the ground so I can get the head and arm. But he knows I'm trying to head and arm him, so he kind of is on his side here. There's a Nogi Ezekiel here that I have to get better at. Um, I end up losing the head and arm position. He does a kipping escape thing. I do a rollover to try to go inverted into a sacrifice. So this is really fun. I love rolling with Dan. This is so fun. So he kipping escapes. I grab his chin and try to do like a roll over. I don't really have a good grip on his tricep or his chin, and he immediately fights the hand on the chin right there. And I lose my grip on his arm as he comes up. So I lose a lot of the control that I had. I should be able to just follow him up, but I didn't. I didn't quite have a good enough grip on his arm as I went over. he comes up, I'm not able to control his head, and so we get in this 50-50 position, and he's just quicker to react with the Sumigashi. The Sumigash! Boom. Sweet. Good stuff. That was fun. Let's watch one more time, full speed. So, boom. To mount. The kipping, the roll. Come up to 50-50. Quick Sumigashi. Fun stuff. He has me in half guard here and is looking at a guillotine. It was actually pretty tight, but he lets go of it here pretty quick. Uh, and I am thankful because it was not fun to be in. Mount offense here, push an elbow to the side. He's waiting for me to turn right into the arm bar. It's probably Dan Thorne's A game from Mount. It's pretty good stuff. I wanted to work on my armbar, my late armbar escape, but didn't really do a great job here. This is no problem, this is just how it goes sometimes. I'm okay with that. And we'll reset here. I go shin to shin. So I'm looking for a double leg. I end up coming up to like almost like a single leg, and I have his foot scooped there, but his base is so wide that I can't really grab him. So I end up spinning underneath of him into deep half and then coming out the back door. So that's pretty good. This is why I like no-gi so much. So much movement. It's so fun. So I'm on this single. There's a lot of space underneath of him. It's really hard to take him down the other way. So I just spin underneath where all the space is. Shoop. Come out the back door. Come up into he ends up putting me in guard. I could do better than ending up in guard there, but it's okay. Again, we're just kind of flowing. Dan attacks guard right away, looking for arm bar. Um, and he does have my arm over in a bad position. You can see here, he kind of has a gift wrap, although my head's a little low, tucked for it. But as he swings for this arm bar, I just no-gi my way out of it. It's just too slippery. He has a knee shield here that I kind of go around, and then he goes to turtle. And then I go back to, oh, actually, yeah. So I was thinking I was going to go to crucifix here, but I actually get my arm all the way across and kind of have his back. Yeah. So I don't usually do that, but I think I should start chasing the back more in that way. Um, that seemed good. So I'm on a guillotine, but I think he starts to posture, and as he postures, I just come over and grab around his neck and then chase his back. I think that's good. I'm going to start looking for that more. Now we got fun back control stuff. Hand fighting going on here. I have my arm across on his shoulder. Have to give up on it to maintain top and back position. More hand fighting. I end up being able to flatten him out here, and then, that's basically one of the worst places you can be. I do get my hand across and get the rear naked. Reset. I'm trying to frame that away. He drops into over under. I drop into a high elbow, but I'll pause it. See if I can pause it. When I go to it, he has too much neck. My shoulder needs to be covering his neck. My right shoulder here needs to be covering his neck here. There's too much space. So this is good, but I need to start crunching my shoulder to him so that he can't escape his head. Like this should be finished again. There's always room for improvement on everything, and my guillotine is no exception, even though it's definitely the strongest part of my game. I need to cover more of his neck. It needs to be tighter in that way. The high elbow is good, but this is too much space, and he's able to slip his head. Um, I'm trying to control his arm. He like backsteps, which is really cool, and controls the knee and drops to the knee bar. And I tap to the knee bar. Look at that one more time. So he steps up. I have my leg between his. Oh no, I don't. I bring my leg to the outside, and then he back steps right into it. Yeah, it's pretty slick. Pretty good stuff. Trying to go to this knee cut. I need to make it so he can't grab my left foot. So this is good, but this foot needs to be out here somewhere when I step through. Yeah, I can't let him get this reverse grip on my foot. I think this ends up going okay for me, but if I want to get to my pass here, that this foot can't be within arm reach. I just have to do a better job of getting it out. Yeah, he ends up coming into this, but I can slide my knee across and kind of threaten mount and actually take mount, and then I go for the Nogi Ezekiel, but time runs out. I don't know if I would have finished it anyway. It's a tough one to finish sometimes, but definitely was threatening. Some BS in. We're gonna run with the camera and find Josh. We're gonna flip the camera over 100 times. Eventually, we get the camera angle right. And me and Josh L. No hand biting from Butterfly, posting on his hip. We all know what I want. His head, I can see the top of his head. I'm trying to grab the chin. He backs out. It's okay. See the top of the head, attack the chin every time. See the top of the head, attack chin. He's able to get my legs together. No more attack chin. Immediately, you have to bail. That's the thing about this Butterfly. I should not be letting him control both my feet, but once he can get my feet together, there's no more Butterfly. Everything is squished. I have to just bail on it. So I turn, post on his shoulder, and get my feet out of there. Um, yeah, but a little better maintenance to begin with would have been okay. But again, to be honest, this is more relaxed, chill rolls. So I'm pretty proud of how this went. So um, I am trying to fight his left arm, but he's pulling it back really hard. And I noticed that his right hand happens to be where I want. Like I want to pull an arm to me. So I let go of the left of this hand, which I'm fighting for, and instead grab this one, and then I'm able to fall back into control. Boom. So if I'm better here, I can jump this left foot over for a triangle right away. Um, um, my triangles aren't the best. I end up getting stacked from them a lot, so I decide not to do that. But I am able to control this arm enough to get it across my body as I go to close the guard. Controlling his posture with my right hand here, chop my left foot up, get to the arm bar, separate his arm here, and extend. Obviously, this leg needs to be over his head and not where it is here crossed. This is bad. Never said I was good at arm bars from guard, though. Definitely needed to be better. You got to control this posture. He can probably posture and pull his arm out if he wanted to. Um, I mean, it's on his head a little, but it's not. It needs to be better for sure. A little reset. So Josh actually has a pretty dangerous front headlock game, and he was trying to set something up this whole time, and I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but most of the time, by the time I figure out what he's trying to set up, it's too late. So I actually defend pretty aggressively here because I don't want to know what he's trying to do. It's usually some kind of a necktie or something like that. Yeah, yeah, he's trying to. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but no, thank you. I'm getting out of there. It's kind of like a peek out that I do here. There's just space for me to get my head up, and then I'm able to kind of wrestle my way out of the position. We're gonna go right into crucifix offense. I have my foot trying to peel. I need to use my hand to peel here. My right hand needs to help my foot out. Eventually, I do get there and get to crucifix, but it would be better if I attacked it right away. All right. Now my right hand's involved. So he's like denying me the right arm really hard by turning. So I just use that to initiate a back take. So I slide my right leg under and pull him up and have back control with no hooks here, but chest to back, which is the most important part, obviously. I start to lose chest to back and end up just in top side. And this is the same position I was in before where I play between this head and the arm choke. I actually end up getting a decent look at a head and arm here. My left arm is not tight enough. I may be able to just squeeze it out, but I don't like to squeeze people's necks, so I want to adjust. And as I go to adjust, he's able to get his arm through. I lose the head and arm. It's good defense from Josh. Step over, again looking at his back. He gets it to the ground too fast. Maybe he could be more smooth about attacking it, but in mount now. I think I slide up to look at a triple attack. Yeah, but don't feel comfortable and then go back down. I like playing low mount more. High mount is something I need to get better at. I should probably be working it here, but yeah, like sliding my right knee up here to triple attack would be better than like sliding this knee along his back here would have been better than whatever I did with my default step off thing. But I do end up. So I have you see my right leg here is hooking around his left leg, and I can do this little baby bolo. So I end up being a slow motion baby bolo because I get kind of caught there, but I do finish it, end up on his back here. It's a fun thing. I love to do this when I can. Boom, roll over on my shoulder. I have to invert a little bit here. Kick that through for the back take. He's trying to mess with my feet. I'm not too concerned about it. Make sure I get that hook in. Good to go there. Climbing up. So I am now looking for that Nogi Ezekiel that I was talking about earlier, but I'm not good enough at it yet. Um, he's a lot of hand fighting. Yeah, so my left arm is supposed to connect with my right arm there, and you can barely see. This left arm is supposed to connect with this right arm across his neck and make like an Ezekiel. Um, but and we get interrupted by flying feet. It happens. Luckily, it hit me and not Josh's head. That would have been worse. I use the break of the people jumping in to jump into an armbar because, hey, you gotta take what you can get when somebody's defending so well. Switch arms to lace and base. Basing on his knee here. Trying to figure out where I can put my leg and then time runs out. I'm not able to sit back on it. Sitting back on it's when I usually lose the armbar, so it may be better that happened. So only a little bit here with Rich. We end up off camera a lot. You can kind of see it in the mirror, but it's a little far away. So we'll skip through. It doesn't really look that good. So I jump on him for a headlock right away. He's hand fighting really aggressively. I try to go to crucifix and he falls to his back. So my thought process here is to jump over and chase his back here. I need to do something to keep him turned, I guess. I think it's a good idea, and I just need to work on the execution a bit. But his back is exposed there, so I want to jump over and attack his back. But he just turns with me, and I end up not getting any back control. Maybe I need to go the other way. I don't know, but have to give him some space here because he's fighting off so hard. The frames end up killing him. End up in mount. We're about to go off here, but I think we can go a little bit longer. Yeah, so this was really interesting. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it though. So I start walking. Yeah, you can't really see it. I start walking up my head and arm, and so you can kind of see it in the mirror. He has his arms locked, his hands locked really tight around me. So I'm not able to get my head out of the loop in order to get to the head and arm choke. So he's defending the head and arm choke really well. I mean, obviously he can't escape. So it's like a stalemate from bottom of mount, but it is really good defense against the head and arm choke. Um, I ended up trying to sneak my left hand inside of the loop to try to break it because I'm at like a loss. I don't know what to do. We're talking about it here. He's like, "Hey, is this dumb what I'm doing?" Is what he asked, and I said, "I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do against it." So Yeah, again, I'm trying to get the head and arm choke, but yeah, my head is stuck, so I can't head and arm choke him. Um, and then we go off in the wild balloon under. I don't finish the head and arm choke. Now my head's out. Go to triple attack, and he skirts out the backside. You can barely see in the mirror. All right, I'm not gonna do the mirror stuff uh, because it's too far away. But eventually, I get crucifix in one arm choke. Actually, I think I did a short choke there, but crucifix choke. Reset. I'm framing away in order to get my left leg in so I can get to guard. I get to guard. He makes a mistake and moves his right hand across, so I have two on the same side. I can easily come up and take the back. I do so, and then go right back to crucifix offense. So I have almost crucifix here. You can't really see, but my foot is on top of his hand basically, and I'm trying to peel it, but it's really there's no space. But in this transition, I'm able to get it through. So I don't have it. He starts to roll, and then I get it, um, which I think is how it works a lot of times with crucifix. It happens in transition, and then we basically play the "you can't choke me" game from here for the rest of the time. I'm trying to get my arm under, and he's defending. I need to do a better job of switching to the reverse triangle from crucifix, where I stuff his head between my legs basically when he is battling like this. But I'm nervous to open my legs up. I gotta drill that one. My again crucifix offense is you know in beta. Um, so when people are defending this choke this well, I need to stuff his head between my legs. Like right there, I could probably jump my right leg up over his chin there, and then went to the triangle. I gotta work on it. And time runs out. And that's all we got for today. That's all the rolls. A couple fun ones. Thursdays are the best. One of my favorite days at PMA. Obviously, I'm a no-gi guy, but even beyond that, I really like the when we have combined fundies and intermediate. And Greg gets to show some fundamental. Greg Wood gets to show some fundamental stuff that also has intermediate applications maybe, or gives us some space as higher belts to go mess around with stuff that we wouldn't normally see. And really awesome that we got some really tough uh, competitive white belts coming up on the hunt with Rich and Josh. So awesome. And then of course, rolling with Dan Thorne's always, one of my favorite things. So really good night. Had a lot of fun. Uh, thanks for watching.